What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today I bring you some more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 news, and today I got the patch notes for the free update for DLC Pack 2. First and foremost, I want to say a big shout out to the translator that didn't want to be credited. It's kind of weird to have to shout out somebody that didn't want the credit, but if you're watching this, you know who you are. Appreciate the information. Let's get right into it though. The first attack on the list that's going to get changed is going to be the 10 times Kamehameha. It will now require 2 key bars, but they buff the damage output. And also, if you fire it uncharged, it does it a lot faster. If you guys remember, when you fire the 10 times Kamehameha in the game, even if you just do it uncharged, it still has like a long startup time, but it seems like they fixed that. Now, the thing that's interesting is this attack is basically going to be exactly the same as the KAIOKEN Kamehameha super attack, because that attack takes 2 key bars as well, and it does more damage than a regular Kamehameha. So the real question is what's going to be more useful, this or the KAIOKEN Kamehameha? And the only way to find out, I guess, is to play when the patch comes out later this month. The next one on the list, and this is an attack that I've been wanting to get fixed for a long time. DRAGONBURN. Yes, DRAGONBURN, that infamous attack that burns you and slows you down and freezes you one spot that allows your opponents to do free stamina hits and all that stuff. That attack is finally getting patched, and it seems that they're speeding up the amount of time it takes for you to vanish out. Meaning now it'll be less likely to be cheesed and followed up by cheesy moves, depending on how much time you actually have. I don't really know. Until I play myself, I can't really judge it. But you can finally vanish out DRAGONBURN a lot faster than before, and that's good news. Speaking of dragons, Dragon Fist is finally getting a much needed fix, and you can finally escape it online when this patch drops later this month. For those who aren't aware, Dragon Fist right now is busted online. Offline works fine. Offline you can evade, you can snap out of it, but if you take the move online, it does not work. If you try to snap out or evade, it's like grayed out and it does not work. The only way to escape Dragon Fist online is to use one-handed Kamehameha, which not everybody has equipped. So, good news, we'll finally be able to escape when this patch comes out later this month, and I'm super excited about that. Now for this next one, I'm a little bit confused just because it seems that Absolute Zero is getting both a buff and a nerf at the same time. They're reducing that startup time for the attack, meaning it's going to be a lot easier for you to freeze your opponents, but at the same time, they're balancing out, air quotes, balancing the attack out by making the freeze time a lot shorter. So, I don't know what this means yet, because what people will do right now is they'll bust out the Absolute Zero, then they will do something like a stamina break or the God of Destruction Anger, and then basically, have free reigns to destroy you. So, I don't know if that's going to be the case anymore after this patch comes out, or if it'll still be the same thing. The fact that it's a lot faster to freeze somebody is a bad thing, but at the same time, if the frozen time is a lot shorter, where you can't actually follow up with a move like God of Destruction Anger, then that's a good thing. So for this one, it's kind of up in the air until we get more information about it, and I guess I don't really know what to say about that for now. Speaking of God of Destruction Anger, it's finally getting another nerf, and this time it's going to require 2 key bars to pull the attack off instead of 1, which is something that should have been there since day 1. Now, if it was up to me, I would make it so God of Destruction Anger doesn't break stamina at all. I mean, the attack already does a decent amount of damage, but breaking the stamina, especially a hard stamina break, is doing too much. If anything, if you're going to break someone's stamina, make it so it's like a light stamina break where it doesn't actually stagger you afterwards, where your opponent can do whatever the hell they want to do. But again, I mean, that's just me. Dims has their own reasoning for why they do what they do, so it is what it is. At least it's getting another nerf, so that's a good thing. Now, Purification is going to get an interesting change. It seems that they're actually making it so the stamina is going to drain a lot slower, which is a problem right now because it drains way too fast. Your speed is going to increase when you do stamina dashes, and now they're going to introduce these new Teleportation Kicks when you press circle. You know how like Majin Buu stuck his kick into the ground and it kicked Goku when they were fighting? They're adding that into it when you press circle as opposed to having regular Ki Blast. On top of that, when you kick your opponent, it will somewhat stun them, which I don't really know what that means yet until I play myself, but that's going to change it around completely, and that's going to actually make Majin characters or Majin players actually want to use Purification. But again, the question is how useful will it be, and I guess the only way to find out is to see what happens when the patch comes out. Speaking of reducing stuff, Giant Meteor, which is the Broly ultimate attack, is getting a much needed buff. They're reducing the startup time for the attack, so now it might actually be useful. Is the Giant Meteor attack actually useful? That is a question that can be easily answered right now, and the answer is no, it sucks. It's almost impossible to pull off. Even if you do a hard stamina break, your opponent can still escape it. So hopefully this patch will fix that and make the attack actually useful. And the question is how will that change the meta? Will people start using that more and link it with hard stamina breaks? I guess the only way to find out is to wait for the patch to drop. It seems that Hell's Flash is going to get a damage output increase, but in my opinion, that doesn't really matter because the attack doesn't even hit. Like literally, Android 16 just blasts the ground and the blasts fly all around your opponent except for at your opponent. So for that one, I don't really care about. But I do know there's that one Android 16 player out there that uses this character that knows how to perfectly pull the attack off, in which case, this is good news for you. Go Gum is getting another nerf once again, and this time they're going to furthermore decrease the time you are trapped by the attack. which again, it doesn't mean anything as long as people can still figure out ways to do the attack with combination of moves such as Flash Bullet, which, by the way, spoiler alert, Flash Bullet didn't get changed in this patch, at least not from my knowledge. Maybe it got a secret patch or something, I don't really know, but on this list, Flash Bullet did not change. So from the looks of it, you'll still be able to combine with Gohan, but the question is will the reduced time change anything? And again, the only way to find out, I guess, is to play the game when the patch comes out later this month. KAIOKEN ASSAULT got both a buff and a nerf at the same time. Looks like they're reducing the amount of ki used to do the attack, but they also nerfed the damage. On top of that, you can actually snap vanish if you get hit by the move. So again, I don't really know much about that yet because I don't use the move. I haven't really seen it that much online, but if you use the move, I guess let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. But it does sound good, reducing the ki, nerfing the damage, and allows you to escape. So it sounds good to me for now. Super Explosive Wave, which is the future Gohan ki wave attack that almost everybody's using online right now, is getting a buff. Looks like they're going to reduce the amount of ki required to do the attack from 2 ki bars to 1, which I honestly agree with because the attack does not do as much damage as it should as a 2 ki bar attack. I mean, 1 is fine. Then again, I don't know maybe how you guys might feel about that, in which case, let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section below. But personally, I think 1 ki bar is enough. Punisher Drive. Now this is the one that a lot of people have been waiting for. Looks like they made it so you can actually guard the last hit for Punisher Drive, which will give you a sufficient amount of time to counterattack to those who've been spamming it. So to those who've been walking around spamming the move left and right, you'll have more of a risk to do the attack now as opposed to before, where right now it's basically free range to do whatever the hell you want. So for that one, I personally don't use Punisher Drive, so I don't really know about it, but to those who do, and those who come across people who use Punisher Drive all the time, you're not going to know that you can guard the last hit and then counterattack, so take note of that. Cross Arm Dive, which is an interesting one because I have never seen this move used a single time in Xenoverse 1 and Xenoverse 2. It's in the game, but I've never seen anybody use it. And apparently they decided to change the move now, where if you change the stick by pressing left or right, it changes the attack, which I guess it changed the direction of how the move is done. I don't know why I decided to patch this one, or I guess update it or buff it or whatever, but to those who use it, you might know better about that, in which case, let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section below. Crazy Finger Shot. Now this is an interesting one because Crazy Finger Shot, I was told before, was a really powerful move. Personally, I think it's a decent move. It's not like super crazy overpowered, but for whatever reason, Dimps decided to buff it. Now it's going to increase the damage output for the attack. To those who don't know what the attack that is, it's the Frieza attack they used against Piccolo when he was in his dildo-headed form. The one where he's like pew 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 pew, that one. And the way the attack works right now is as long as you have ki, you can keep firing it. So it's basically like a great value version of the Emperor Death Beam. So the question is how different is the attack going to be now that the damage is going to be doing a lot more than before? Again, only way to find out, I guess, is to play when the patch drops later this month. The Mighty Explosive Wave, which is the Majin Vegeta ki explosion attack, has increased the damage output. I don't really know much about that because I believe it's only an attack exclusive to Majin Vegeta, and not that many people use it, so I don't really know much about it. But hey, it does more damage, so to those who play as Majin Vegeta, there you go. Now, Burning Attack is an interesting one because it's a great finisher to a lot of combos present in the game. And before, what it would do is when you get hit by the attack, you get tossed right up, which allows people to do a combo once again. Well, it seems that Dimps has realized that, so now they made it where if you get hit by Burning Attack, you get sent flying instead of being tossed in the air. So that's a good thing to those who've been figuring out infinite combos with the move. You can no longer do that. Rolling Satan Punch, for some reason, got a buff too. Now you can do 2 more rolls when you do the attack. Again, honestly, I don't really know much about it because I don't know a single person that even uses Hercule attacks. There's that one good one which is combined with a heavy stamina break, which does a lot of damage, by the way. But anything else, such as rolling Hercule Punch, I don't really know much about it. So it does 2 more rolls. That's all I can really say. Ki Blast Cannon, which is a move which is used to combine a lot of amazing combos together, is getting somewhat of a nerf. It's doing the same amount of damage and everything, but there is going to be a reduced stun time for your opponent now. So if you get stunned by Ki Blast Cannon before your opponent can pull off a crazy combo once again, you have a better chance to snap vanish and protect yourself. So again, I don't know what this means yet for people who use Ki Blast Cannon for combo connectors, but you have a better chance of escaping now as opposed to how it is right now, where people can do some crazy combos together by keeping the combo going. Fake Blast, which is the final form cooler blinding evasive move, cannot be snapped out of. If you get blinded, just snap behind your opponent and then you'll be fine. Right now, what people like to do is do Fake Blast and then they will do like a stamina break and then, you know what happens next when your stamina is broken. But it seems that Dimps has taken note of that, and now when you get blinded by the move, you can actually snap out of it and protect yourself. Unless you have no ki, in which case, well, it's just GG. Speaking of blinding your opponent, Thunder Eraser, which is the Super 17 move which blinds you, can now be snap vanish a lot faster. So if you get blinded by the attack, don't just sit there and wait for the stamina break, snap out of it and counterattack. Unless, once again, you don't have any ki, in which case, GG. Shockwave, one of the most underrated moves in the game, is also getting somewhat of a nerf. Not really a nerf, but it's giving your opponent more time to breathe. The way Shockwave works is if you're guarding and someone does the attack, you get briefly stunned, which allows your opponent to do a stamina break or any kind of combo initiation. However, now what they did is when you get hit by Shockwave, you can Z-vanish. So as long as you have stamina, which is kind of like the key factor to this game, as long as you have stamina, you can protect yourself. But if you don't, well then again, it's just GG. And finally, Dodon Ray is getting somewhat of a buff. Now when you do the attack, you have less, I guess, end lag after the move to continue combos. So basically, Dodon Ray is going to turn into Death Beam from how it looks. At least I think, I don't really know. Right now, the way Dodon Ray works is when you fire, you have kind of a quick pause lag, which allows your opponent to counterattack. But it seems with this update, you no longer have to worry about that, which will make the attack more useful for combos and stuff like that. So again, basically, it's going to turn into Death Beam. So that is everything that's going to get changed in the upcoming free DLC pack that's coming out, or DLC patch that's coming out later this month. Again, there's no release date yet, but there should be information later this week. And I guess let me know your thoughts on this current patch list, what else you think should have been on this list, and how you guys feel about the changes and how they're going to affect the overall economy of the game online. So I guess let me know your thoughts and everything in the comment section below. But if you enjoyed today's quick update video, which really wasn't that quick, I don't really know how long this even was. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like right below and a comment. Let me know your thoughts and everything that we discussed. But other than that, as always, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Rhymestyle, and I will see you guys in the comment section below. Peace.